I'm happy to be joined here today by Constable Kelsey Davidge with the Lloydminster RCMP. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, now with the warmer weather coming up and summer season of fast approaching, motorcycle season is also around the corner as well. And so today we're going to be talking about how drivers and cyclists can stay safe when they're on the roads, whether it's in town or on the highway. So, can we start off by kind of what the RCMP wants to remind drivers and cyclists when they are out this summer?
For sure. While motorcycles only represent about 3% of registered vehicles, Transport Canada reports that they are involved in 10% of road fatalities. We want to remind all drivers this summer season that it's their responsibility to keep the road safe, whether you're on a bike or in a vehicle.
And so, what are some of the tips that people should be aware of when they are sharing the road with a cyclist or a motorcyclist?
Yeah, for riders, we always want you to gear up. Make sure you're wearing an approved helmet, eye protection with gloves, and have all any open skin covered, right? Whether that be leather or some jean. We always want you to be aware of your surroundings. Um, Smaller bikes make it harder for other drivers to see on those roadways. So avoid riding in a vehicle's blind spot and make sure you keep a safe distance. Know your abilities, always ride within your limits. It's always good to go practice on a roadway away from high traffic areas to build up your skill and confidence and avoid speeds and curves outside of your ability. We also always recommend to go to a course there where you could practice those skills and build up your confidence and advance your levels as a rider. For drivers, we always want you to be on the lookout. Those motorcycles, again, can sit in smaller areas or within blind spots, and make sure that you're always checking when turning or maneuvering your vehicle. Look out at intersections. A motorcycle may be harder to spot or hidden within other vehicles. As with all driving, always ensure an intersection is clear before proceeding through. And be courteous of those bikes. Never tailgate or be aggressive as aggressive driving is always dangerous no matter what you're in. Always leave space between your vehicle and motorcycles. And remember, motorcycles don't often have the same protections like a seatbelt or airbags as our conventional vehicles do.
And now, just on I guess, the bicyclists, we don't have any bike lanes in the city. So, bikes have to share the road with drivers, and they are significantly slower because they're not motorized. So, for those people, what are kind of some of the tips that both cyclists and drivers can look out for when they're when they have to share the road with a bike?
Again, we always want anyone, no matter what age, to gear up and make sure they're wearing a proper helmet. We suggest looking up safe routes within our community, whether that be maybe you have to drive an extra 5 minutes, but you're going through a park versus a major highway. Um, Always make sure, again, like that, you're looking before you're approaching an intersection. Make eye contact with that driver and make sure someone sees you before you proceed through anywhere really.
And is there anything else that you would like to remind drivers or cyclists or whoever's on the road about these tips?
No, again, just be safe. Let's all enjoy this roadway, whether you're on a bicycle, a motorcycle, or a vehicle.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for once again joining me. It's always great to make sure that people are aware of the safety tips when driving this summer, especially when motorcycles start to emerge from their garages after a long winter. So, thank you for joining me.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good day.